Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining today. We want to seek the blessings of Radha Krishna, Radha Madhav, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gaunitai, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan, Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, yesterday we started a little series on the glories of Srimati Radharani. Today we wanted to continue with her glorification as much as we can. Of course, who are we to glorify such a wonderful personality? But some of these qualities of Radharani are mentioned, 25 of them, in the scriptures written by the six Goswamis. Of course, she has unlimited qualities, but these are the prominent 25 qualities which the Goswamis would meditate upon. So, she is sweetness personified. Now, of course, Krishna has these qualities as well, and more, just like Radharani has much more. But these specific 25 qualities she possesses even more than Krishna. So Krishna, we know, is very sweet because of his loving pastimes with his devotees. But Radharani is even sweeter. She is sweetness personified. She's an ever fresh young girl. So Krishna is also ever fresh young boy. But the freshness of the female is far superior to the freshness of the male. So she's ever fresh young girl. Her eyes are always moving. And we know Krishna's eyes are always moving. He looks at from the corner of his eyes, you know? And the sidelong glances which the gopis relish. But similarly, Radharani, her eyes always move, and Krishna relishes the moving of her eyes. So we can just imagine if Krishna is himself, he does his sidelong glances, but he is very attracted by the glances of Srimati Radharani, and her eyes are always moving. She's always brightly smiling. You can not even imagine the beauty, the glory of Srimati Radharani, always brightly smiling. And we see Krishna is always smiling as well. He's always a smiler, even when he's being insulted, for example, by Shishupal. He never lost his composure. In fact, he just smiled. He just smiled and he accepted Shishupal's insults as compliments. This is the glory of the Supreme Personality. This is the sweetness of the Supreme. Similarly, Srimati Radharani brightly smiles, and that smile captures the heart of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. She possesses all auspicious marks on her body. So there are many types of auspicious marks on the body, and she possesses all of them. She can agitate Krishna by the flavor of her person. So this is amazing, isn't it? We also can sometimes come across somebody who really captures our hearts, even if it's for a short period of time. And even if you don't even see them, like Prabhupada has captured our hearts. And there's something about them, something about the flavor of that person, which really just attracts us, even if we haven't seen them or met them. But we just know there's something there which is just so attractive. So Krishna, who is the all-attractive, Krishna actually means all-attractive. He is attracted by the flavor of Radharani's person. She's such amazing quality. She's expert in the art of singing. And this singing captures the heart of Sri Krishna. When she sings, the whole world is silent. When Krishna is playing his flute, for example, the gopis just become so captivated. And no matter what they're doing, whether they're cooking or they're feeding the elderly or the youngsters, whatever they're doing, they just drop it and they run towards Krishna. So similarly, when Radharani is singing, Krishna is running towards her. She can speak very nicely and sweetly. This is a quality that we were reading yesterday about 10th, about the qualities of the female, which Krishna lists in the Bhagavad Gita. One of them is speaking sweetly. So she also, of course, speaks very nicely and sweetly. And Krishna also, he's the language he adopts is very, very sweet. It's a supreme sweetness. So the Bhagavad Gita is an example. It's such a beautiful, beautiful recitation of how one should live in this world. And it's recited so beautifully by Sri Krishna. We're so fortunate to have his words. And when we repeat those words, we connect with him. So very powerful. So her, Radharani is speaking. Can you imagine how much that attracts Krishna? She's expert in presenting feminine attractions. How she captures the heart of Lord Krishna. She's modest and gentle. So she's got this natural, inbuilt humility, as Krishna has as well. He acted as the chariot driver of Arjuna, which is a very low position. Being somebody's chariot driver means they're going to kick you to tell you which direction to take the chariot. He took that position out of humility. He's very humble. Somebody glorifies Krishna, he would want to glorify that person back. This is a sign of humility. If somebody glorifies you and you accept the glory, thinking you're great, it's a sign of false ego. But Krishna is great. But even when he's glorified, he doesn't accept that glorification without reciprocating. He reciprocates. This is humility. Everything is great for the Supreme Lord. He's in a transcendental position. But he doesn't exploit that transcendental position. He reciprocates with those who deal with him. That's humility. And Radharani is also in the same category. She's modest and she's gentle. So the devotees approach Radharani often because they know she's so gentle, compassionate. Please, my dear mother, my dear Radharani, please let me become close to both you and Krishna. Please grant me that seva, that I can do something for you to please you. Not that I can just sit around idly gazing at you, but I want to do something for you. Something to please you. She's always very merciful, as is Krishna, very merciful. But Radharani's mercy is a step up from Krishna's. And the reason is because when she's merciful unto a devotee, then Krishna has no choice but to be merciful to that devotee, even if for any reason he may not want to be merciful, but he's got no choice. So this is the glory of Srimati Radharani. When Krishna plays the flute and the gopis run towards him in the middle of the night, he teases them first. Oh, why have you come? You come to admire the night, the night of the forest or the moon, and they sort of very shyly looking at their feet, and then they tell him, actually, don't tease us. We've come because of you. And then they do the Ras Leela, and supposedly they become a little bit proud, and Krishna leaves them with another gopi, and that's Radharani. And then he leaves her as well, supposedly because she's become proud that Krishna's with her only. But actually, she wasn't proud. Actually, she was thinking the other gopis are missing out on Krishna's company. So let me do something that Krishna goes back to them as well. So this is the merciful nature of Srimati Radharani, to sacrifice her own happiness to make her devotees happy. This is really phenomenal. She's transcendentally cunning. We know Krishna's cunning. He says one thing and means something else. But Radharani is even more cunning than Krishna. That's how she's captured his heart. And he can never understand how deep the depth of her love is for him. So she's trapped him. Not in a bad way, in a loving way. She's trapped him. She knows how to dress nicely. She's always shy, especially when it comes to the elders. When the elders are around, she becomes very shy. Krishna's fooling around. She's very shy. She's looking very embarrassed. Krishna loves to embarrass her, especially in front of others. She's very shy. She's always respectful. And we see that of the Supreme Lord as well, especially when it comes to elders. He has this etiquette, even though he is the oldest, right? There's nobody older than the Supreme Lord yet. He shows his behavior, his phenomenal behavior towards the elders, supposedly elders. So similarly, Srimati Radharani is also very respectful. She's always patient. She's patient with us, may not be so patient with Krishna. Hence why she keeps him under control. Sometimes when Krishna's late, she becomes very angry. And Krishna's late often. People often say, oh, Indians are always running late. Well, what do you expect? Krishna was always running late. So it's inherited from the Supreme Lord. But Radharani, she's always on time. She's waiting. When is my beloved coming? And he's late, and she's getting furious, more and more furious. Eventually, she sends a message via her gopis or manjaris to Krishna. Tell him not to bother to come. She's really angry. Of course, that anger is also in transcendental love, and it increases heightens up the relationship between Radha and Krishna in their loving pastimes. She's very grave, not flippant, just like Krishna. Also very grave. When the Gopas, the senior Gopas, were telling him, Nand Maharaj was telling him, yes, we have to worship Indra. We're going to worship Indra. Thank him for the rain. Krishna was very grave. Why? This Indra is not that clever. He puts rain on the ocean water. So not very intelligent. Why do you want to worship Indra? Why don't you worship Govardhan? The gravity of his argument was so strong. He was only a little 7-year-old boy, yet he persuaded years of tradition to be changed within a moment. So similarly, Radharani is also very grave. She's enjoyed by Krishna. Everything she does, Krishna enjoys. She brightens up his existence. But his existence is also always Atmarama anyway. He is self-satisfied, but he becomes even more satisfied when he is having transcendental dealings with Srimati Radharani. See, she is situated on the highest devotional platform. She is known as Bhakti Devi. She is the source of bhakti. She is the one who gives bhakti. So when we are supposedly doing some bhakti, it's actually by the mercy of Srimati Radharani. Without her permission, without the Guru's permission, we would not be able to do any bhakti. And we shouldn't think that we're doing bhakti anyway. We should just be thinking, I just want to support the bhakti that's already being done by Srimati Radharani to Krishna. I just want to be a little, just want to do whatever I am able to do by their mercy. Please allow me to serve you in whatever capacity you feel I can serve you. Please allow that. Please allow me never to forget you. Because in this material world, there's so many instances where it's so easy to forget the Lord. You know, we're always thinking of our problems, this problem, that problem. And by doing that, we're actually eating away our life and not focusing on the Supreme Lord. We're not focusing on what's important. And what's important is the connection with the Lord. And that connection is received through bhakti, devotional service. And Radharani is situated on the highest devotional platform. She's known as Hladini Shakti. She's the internal energy of the Supreme Lord. She's like the energetic. She's like the energy of the energetic. She's like the sunshine of the sun. You can't take sunshine away from sun. It gives no meaning to sun. So similarly, Krishna is like the sun, Radharani is like the sunshine. You can't give meaning to the Supreme Lord without this the supreme energy, internal energy. She's integral part of Godhead. She's one with Krishna, although they are also simultaneously different, which is quite challenging to understand. She is the abode of love of the residents of Gokul. So she's the center of attraction, abode of love of the residents of Gokul. Radha Krishna are the center of attraction, even especially for the residents of Gokul. Everything they do is based around the service to Radha and Krishna. Even the gopis who don't live with Krishna, the elderly gopis, they would be cooking, but they would be thinking of Krishna. When is Krishna going to come and steal my butter? They would relish that. Their mood is always in some sort of seva mood to Krishna. Even if it's manasi, you're mentally serving Krishna. You're always serving. She can give shelter to all kinds of devotees. So this is a really amazing quality. There's so many different types of personalities in this world, as we know, right? We come across, and some of them we think, oh, goodness, such a challenging person to deal with. But Srimati Radharani is such one of her qualities is she gives shelter to all kinds of devotees. We might think, oh, this person is such a crazy fellow. But yet, Srimati Radharani will have a totally different opinion because she can give shelter to anyone. And she does. This is one of her natures, compassionate nature. She's so kind-hearted. And of course, we should consider ourselves very fortunate because we are under her shelter. She's given shelter to us. I mean, we are who's more crazier than us? But yeah, she's giving us shelter. She's very kind. She's always affectionate to superiors and inferiors. Superiors we can understand, right? When somebody is superior, parents, teachers, gurus, you naturally feel comforted by them, depending on relationship, of course. But inferiors, sometimes you can take a bit of a arrogant mood. But Srimati Radharani, she feels great affection to those who are inferior and superior. And the example is when she is having her loving pastimes with Krishna, she will see Lalita, Vishakha, Champaklata, all of these gopis. Oh, she doesn't want them to miss out on having also a loving relationship with Krishna. So she will facilitate that. So they are her inferiors, but she will facilitate them also having a wonderful, loving relationship with Krishna. So this is the nature of Radharani. She's affectionate to superiors and inferiors. She's always obliged by the dealings of her associates. So this is the reciprocation. This is the humility which Krishna has, Radharani has. If somebody offers her service, she will reciprocate. She is obliged by the dealings of her associates. She's the greatest amongst Krishna's girlfriends. So actually, she's practically speaking non-different from Krishna. She's one with Krishna, also separate, but one as well. So her relationship with Krishna is unique. It's different from any other relationship of any other personality. That includes Balaram, that includes Lalita, Vishakha, Yashoda, Nand, Rashabhanu. Her relationship with Krishna is totally on a different platform. And very hard for us to comprehend. But it's beyond anything that we can ever imagine. But unfortunately, sometimes the worldly minded people will take it as an ordinary boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, which it is definitely not. And we have to be very careful that we see that relationship as a unique, wonderful, spiritual relationship. Wow. So, okay, good. So, wanted to stop there. Any questions, any comments? Okay, we can stop there. Srimati Radharani ki jai.